international community, particularly Western Europe and the USA, has been confronted with Russian leader Vladimir Putin's plans to invade Ukraine. In a surprising turn of events, Israel has recently provided significant humanitarian and military aid to Ukraine, shocking the Kremlin. As evidence of Russia's atrocities against Ukrainian civilians continues to mount, Israel's neutrality in the conflict has become less tenable. Israel's decision to support Ukraine's military and civilian needs is driven by growing concerns and the availability of advanced military equipment, including the renowned Iron Dome anti-missile system. Despite certain restrictions, Israel's positive approach to military aid is yielding results, as the Ukrainian army now includes Israeli-made early warning systems and air defense systems in its arsenal. Russian leader Vladimir Putin confronted the whole world, especially Western Europe and the USA, with his plans to invade Ukraine. Humanitarian and military aid to Ukraine came like a flood, especially recently. Israel's military aid to Ukraine has shocked the Kremlin. Israel has long abstained, but with Benjamin Netanyahu coming back to power, Israel's attitude towards Russia and Ukraine became clear as growing evidence of Russia's atrocities against Ukrainian civilians has made Israel's shaky neutrality in the war less tenable. There has been a growing temptation to support the Israeli government's military and civilian aid to Ukraine. The fact that Israel has a large number of military equipment that can be sent to the Iron Dome anti-missile system was another important factor that increased this trend. Despite all this, there has been a consensus among the relevant authorities in the Israeli government that at least air defense systems, advanced weapons, and offensive systems will not be provided to the Ukrainian army until now. But Russian airstrikes have increased considerably in recent days. As a result, the Israeli government began to welcome the sending of defense systems, personal combat equipment, and warning systems to the Ukrainian army that protect ground troops. Israeli officials thought that the military equipment in question would be sent to the Russians without causing a crisis because the airstrikes and missile threats of the Russian forces also put the Ukrainian civilians in great danger. Therefore, Israel's positive approach to military aid to Ukraine has yielded results in the past few days, at a time when it continues to deal with a constant array of Russian missile and drone strikes across Ukraine. The Kiev administration has finally announced that they have included Israeli-made early warning systems in their inventory. The Israeli Ministry of Defense reported that Israel has begun the delivery of radars to Ukraine for early detection and warning of missile attacks. Ukraine will receive a total of 16 such radars, which will significantly strengthen the country's missile threat warning system. The first complex has already been delivered and installed in Kiev. The first photograph of radar was published by the Israeli government. In addition, the government of Kiev officially confirmed the installation of Israeli air defense systems in Kiev. The first use of radars will allow the Ukrainian army and people to receive timely information about possible missile attacks, which can reduce the risk of casualties and increase the level of security. The notification of these systems regarding the missile threat will be made using sirens or mobile phones. This dramatic military assistance confirmed Israel's readiness to supply such weapons. Still, Ukrainian sources reported that 3 of the 16 radars announced were transmitted at the moment, but according to reports, the system recognizes all types of rockets and missiles and predicts where they will land, minimizing the potential risk zone for nearby residents. In addition, the Israeli radar system determines how long it will take for people in risk areas to find safety. Moreover, as previously leaked Pentagon documents revealed, Ukraine was constantly running out of ammunition for Soviet-era air defense systems, including the Buk air defense system and the formidable S-300. It was known that these air defense systems constitute 89% of Ukraine's medium and long-range missile defense systems. But now Ukraine's air defense will be much stronger and safer thanks to the radar provided by Israel. A detailed analysis published in the Jerusalem Post noted that the time saved in such a situation would be valuable, as the missile warning system would alert the Ukrainian military if an incoming missile or drone must be stopped. This will help the Ukrainian air defense forces recover valuable and apparently scarce air defense munitions. Worse, the Ukrainian defenders may stop their ammunition if they consider that there will be enough time and warning for people to find shelter before the rockets strike. In addition to this striking military support provided by Israel to Ukraine, the Tel Aviv government announced that it would export military equipment to Estonia, one of Russia's neighbors. According to the contract with the highest monetary value so far, Estonia signed with Israel Aerospace Industries, Russia's next-door neighbor. Estonia will procure high-tech, long-range UAVs from Israel, while the type and structure of the UAV to be purchased from Israel were not disclosed. Estonian Defense Minister Hanno Pevkur was photographed with IIC Boaz Levi in front of a model of the Mini Harop system. It was quite remarkable that the contract was worth which 100 million euros. Under the agreement, Estonia reported that military officials from the country expect the drones to be delivered by 2024, followed by full capacity deployment in 2025. The current sale to Estonia will increase long-range indirect fire capabilities, according to officials. Estonian Defense Minister Hanno Pevkur evaluated the kamikaze drones as critical and suitable for Estonia defense needs during the contract signing event. Pevkur added that the introduction of this new capability allows Estonia to attack a possible enemy from a long distance, increasing the range of fire by making indirect fire more layered and flexible, which means that defensive forces can hit. Also on the subject, a tweet from II revealed that this supply improves Estonia's indirect firing capabilities and strengthens its defensive capabilities. But purchasing a tactically offensive platform such as the kamikaze drone and emphasizing its defensive power does not indicate a desire to oppose Moscow militarily. This can be seen as an extension of the strict stance of the Western-led alliance. However, thanks to the step of Estonia, Russia can be severely restrained. The Russian authorities, who are currently experiencing serious problems in the Baltic areas, have become much more worried because of the long-range UAVs that Israel, one of the most important actors of the Middle East, will send to Estonia. While Putin is gradually cornered, the whole world is trying to do its best to stop the invasion operation in Ukraine. The only bullet found in the gun in the Russian roulette played by Putin came to the end of the gun, thanks to the military and humanitarian aid provided by the countries of the world to the Ukrainian army. The Russian leader who had his last chance was pushing the limits for the gun in the Russian roulette to explode as he did not withdraw from Ukraine and stop the invasion. Operation plans. Ukraine has many allies striving for its success. One of the most important allies was the United States, which has so far provided over $75 billion in military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine. Western and European bloc countries, Baltic members, and many other world states participated in this aid campaign launched by the USA. Also in recent days, strong winds have started to blow from the Middle East against Russia's occupation policies against Ukraine. Israel, which has been in an important struggle with Iranian militias and sympathizers in the critical area it is in, has managed to come to the fore with its positive signals to the Kiev administration against Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So far, Israel has provided nearly 100 tons of humanitarian supplies, including water treatment systems, medical equipment, blankets and coats, as well as humanitarian aid, such as a field hospital established on Ukrainian soil. This military support of Israel has been a lifesaver for the Ukrainian army and its citizens. In addition, Israeli Defense Minister Benny Gantz approved protective vests and helmets for the Ukrainian army at the time. However, Israel has declared that since Russia's invasion of the country on February 24th, it did not intend to send advanced weapons as the Ukrainians had demanded. As we see now, Israel is making every effort to send advanced warfare systems to Ukraine. In summary, Israel's military support and arms exports to both Ukraine and Estonia seem to lay the foundations for the New World Order to be much safer and more peaceful in Eastern Europe and the Baltic regions. In addition, it was one of the most admirable approaches in recent days that Israel set an example to the whole world in this regard, and that other countries did not forget what happened in Ukraine.